Good morning, y'all. You know, I'm a little bit annoyed with my white friends right now. Not all of them. Not all of them. Just some of them. Because it's like, oh, you think this shit, you think shit got worse? You think anything was ever good? Like, bruh. Bruh. The only difference between the way things are happening now and the way rights and whatever are being stripped away from people now versus before is that now is everybody. Now it's everybody. And they're being overt about it. And now it's affecting you. Like, that's the only difference. You see, we've had rights on paper for a very long time. Okay, not a very long time, but, for a little while. We have been free on paper since whatever the fuck that year was. Juneteenth or whatever that year was. I don't give a fuck. Like, we've been free on paper for that long. But the system that had us enslaved in the first place is still alive and thriving and doing its thing. You really think the system that enslaved us in the first place was really gonna fucking just let us go like that? Oh, but now it matters because now it's affecting poor white folks. Outright slavery was just replaced with, all they did was just add extra steps, by creating the whole school to prison pipeline. If they catch a few white folks in that pipeline, so be it. But the majority of the people it was created for aren't white. Like, you really don't know. Y'all really don't fucking know. Do you care to know? That's what I would like to know. Do you care to know, though? Do you care to know that this has always been the experience of Black and brown America? This has always been the experience of Black, brown, and indigenous America. This has always been it. This shit ain't new. Like, any BIPOC person, anyone that managed to survive and thrive in this country has been an exception to the rule, not the rule. It was in spite of the bullshit, not because of. Like, this is why I always thought affirmative action was dumb. Because it's like, oh no, you can still be racist in how you enroll people in school. You just have to not do that this percentage of the time. And yes, we're presented with the same opportunities under this, but the thing is, for anybody of color, the opportunity is, it's there, but it's farther out of reach than it is for anybody white. That's it. It's like, oh no, we did it. It screams of, it just reeks of malicious compliance. We said, we demand to have the same opportunities. They said, all right, but we're going to put it on top of this fucking, we're going to hang it from a flaming hoop that's 1,000 feet in the air. You got to build your own, and here, we'll give you, you got to build your own ladder, but we're going to give you the materials to build your own ladder, but none of the tools. You got to figure that shit out. You got to get the tools yourself. Just all kinds of just dumb shit. Like, it's just the same shit with extra steps. That's all it's ever been. And this is why, black folks, I can only speak to the black folks experience. It's like, no. Black folks have to do 10 times as much work to get the same amount of credit as a white person. That's just across the board. Poor, rich, middle class, all across the board. It don't matter. We still have to do 10 times as much. Period. Is that really what we asked for, though? Nah. And you guys know it. By you guys, I mean the fuckers in Congress and whatnot. The people writing these policies. You know that's not what the fuck we asked for. Nah, bitch. It's always been shitty. This country has never had actual democracy. Never. And we were all fed the same lies from both sides. You gotta vote if you want to change things. You gotta vote. It means a lot. It's doing your part. You just gotta vote. Really? Okay. Okay. And we did. In fact, we've been the my fucking timer went off. It's okay to brush my teeth, which I can't do. I can do, but I have to do it with extra steps because there's a boil water advisory until further notice as of 9 o'clock p.m. last night. And I'm like, bruh. That's just annoying. Yeah. Yeah, this shit ain't new. It's just now it's affecting y'all too. That's it. And they're not being subtle about it. They're not putting on a facade about it. That's the only difference. We already knew this is how this shit works. All you're showing me with that mindset is you never really did give a fuck about the experience of others. You didn't care to know. You drank the Kool-Aid. It's okay. I forgive you. Because we were all presented with the same Kool-Aid. We all were. I'm not gonna fault you for drinking it. But Don't argue with me. Don't sit there and blame Russia. Russia's just sitting over there laughing at shit. They're like, watch this. Don't blame Russia. Don't blame China. Don't do that. That's more of that Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. That's all I'm asking. Because at this point, if you continue to drink it, then I gotta look at you sideways. Okay? All right. Good talk.